standing in the courtroom of a house that used to be a home. The jury hears the silence, and I'm sitting here alone. I'm looking at the evidence, the clothes left on the floor, the way I didn't hold you till you walked out of the door. I plead no contest to the way I let us fade, to every cold shoulder and every debt I never paid. The clock is ticking like a gavel, hitting on the wood. I'd change the verdict in a heartbeat if I only could. I'm tracing back the timeline of the moment that we died, the fingerprints of ego and the DNA of pride. I crossed the line so many times I forgot where it was drawn. Now I'm waking up to find the witness of my life is gone. They say the time's a healer, but it's just a prison cell where I'm replaying every other view that I didn't tell. I'm a criminal of comfort, a thief of all your light, and I'm sentencing myself to every lonely freezing night. Yeah, I'm guilty of loving you wrong, of dragging out the ending for way too damn long. Guilty of thinking you'd always be there, guilty of breathing when you're out of air. I stole all your laughter and left you the gray. I watched as the best of us drifted away. Now I'm locked in the ruins of the us that I killed, living in the hollow of the life we never filled. Yeah, I'm guilty. Put the shackles on my spirit, throw the key into the sea. There's no point in being innocent if you're not here with me. I'd take 1,000 years of penance, I'd take the heavy rain, just to hear you say you're sorry for the way I caused you pain. But the judges left the building and the lights are turning low, and I'm the only one who's left with nowhere left to go. Yeah, I'm guilty of loving you wrong, of dragging out the ending for way too damn long. Guilty of thinking you'd always be there, guilty of breathing when you're out of air. I stole all your laughter and left you the gray. I watched as the best of us drifted away. Now I'm locked in the ruins of the us that I killed, living in the hollow of the life we never filled. Yeah, I'm guilty. No defense, no alibi, just the ghost of a sorry and a permanent goodbye. I did it, I broke it, guilty. No defense. I'm tracing the outlines of every scar you left behind, like a map of a city that we burned down in our minds. You call me at midnight just to hear me fall apart, then you stitch me back together with the shards of my own heart. We're a beautiful disaster, a slow motion car crash. We're chasing the high, but we only feel the light. We're toxic in the water, we're poison in the air, but I'd rather choke on you than breathe when you're not there. We're a promise made in blood, a love that's built on lies. of us every time I look into your eyes. It's a hollow kind of holy, a bitter kind of friend. We're gonna love each other till there's nothing left to mend. Yeah, we're toxic till the end. You're the ghost in my hallway, the ringing in my ears, the architect of everything I've hated all these years. And down the mesh that starts the fire, the ice that numbs the pain. We're two terminal patients dancing in the rain. Every I hate don't you dare leave. Every lie is a blanket that we both still believe. They say let go, they say move on, they say that love shouldn't hurt, but they don't know we're buried in the same patch of dirt. I'd rather burn with you than be cold and be free. We're toxic in the water, we're poison in the air, but I'd rather choke on you than breathe when you're not there. We're a promise made in blood, a love that's built on lies. I see the end of us every time I look into your eyes. It's a hollow kind of holy, a bitter kind of friend. We're gonna love each other till there's nothing left to mend. Yeah, we're toxic till the end. Yeah, we're toxic till the end. Yeah, we're toxic till the end. Yeah, we're toxic till the I'm reaching out to touch your hand across the dinner plate, but my fingers pass through shadows and a silence I've grown to hate. You're sitting right in front of me, breathing in the air, but I'm screaming in a crowded room and you're not even there. I check the photos on my phone to see if I've gone mad, to prove that once there was a us and not just what we had. Are you even real, or just a ghost I'm trying to hold? A story that I tell myself before the bed gets cold. I'm chasing after echoes of the person that I knew, but every time I get too close, I'm looking right through you. Is this a heart I'm breaking, or just a trick of light? Are you even real, or just the phantom of my night? You have the face of someone who used to know my name, but the way you look at me today, it doesn't feel the same. It's like you're scripted by a stranger, moving through the halls a hollow kind of presence that never hears my calls. I'm looking for a flicker, a spark behind your eyes, but all I find is static and 1,000 thin disguises. Maybe I'm the one who's fading, losing touch with what is true. Maybe I've become a ghost by spending all my time with you. We're two flickering projectors in an empty theater space, trying to find a heartbeat in a pixelated face. Are you even real, or just a ghost I'm trying to hold? A story that I tell myself before the bed gets cold. I'm chasing after echoes of the person that I knew, but every time I get too close, I'm looking right through you. Is this a heart I'm breaking, or just a trick of light? Are you even real, or just the phantom of my night? Did I imagine every I love you, or did you just evaporate? Are you even real? I'm reaching out, but there's nothing left to take. Are you even real? I'm not sure I am anymore. I'm sitting on the edge of the bed we used to share, watching dust motes dance in the empty frozen air. Everything is exactly where you left it on the shelf, except the part of me that I can't find within myself. We were a gallery of moments, a masterpiece of us. Now I'm just a witness to the decay and the rust. It's funny how the sunlight still hits the kitchen floor, like it doesn't even know you don't live here anymore. I found your pressed flowers inside a heavy book. I was looking for a reason, but I'm scared to even look. They're brittle and they're colorless, just ghosts of what they were. A soft dramatic echo of a blur within a blur. Why does the world keep blooming when my garden's turned to stone? Why is every happy thing so heavy when you're alone? I'm surrounded by the wreckage of a life we tried to build, a dozen empty promises that never were fulfilled. And it's the beautiful things that hurt me the most, the way the moon looks like a letter from a ghost, the way the sea still kisses every grain of thirsty sand, while I'm reaching for the ghost of a warm and steady hand. God, I hate the sunsets and the way the stars still shine, because they're still so perfect, but you're no longer mine. It's a cruel kind of magic, a bitter kind of wings, to be broken in a world full of beautiful things. I wanna break the windows, I wanna dim the light, I wanna wrap myself in the safety of the night, because the beauty is a witness to everything I lost. It's a sparkling reminder of the devastating cost. Stop the birds from singing, tell the flowers not to grow. Don't they know I've got nowhere left to go? Yeah, it's the beautiful things that hurt me the most. The way the moon looks like a letter from a ghost. The way the sea still kisses every grain of thirsty sand, while I'm reaching for the ghost of a warm and steady hand. God, I hate the sunsets and the way the stars still shine, because they're still so perfect, but you're no longer mine. It's a cruel kind of magic, a bitter kind of wings, to be broken in a world full of beautiful things. The world is too bright, the world is too loud. I'm just a shadow looking for a cloud. Beautiful things, they just remind me of you. A single lonely violin note fades into the sound of a distant wind. The phone's been sitting on the nightstand for 3 days straight. I stopped checking if the little light would flicker late. I used to memorize the patterns of your digital ghost, waiting for the version of you that I love the most. But the screen stayed black and the room stayed cold, and I'm getting too tired for a story that's already been told. I used to think that silence was a wall I had to climb. Now I realize it's just a waste of my remaining time. I stopped leaving the porch light on for a car that never turns. I stopped tending to the fire when I'm the only one it burns. I walked past the mirror and I didn't recognize the face of the person who spent a year just taking up your empty space. I deleted the drafts of the things I wanted you to know, because if you wanted to hear them, you wouldn't have let me go. The bed feels bigger now that I've stopped reaching for the edge. I finally stepped down from that high and lonely ledge. I stopped trying to fix what you were happy to break. Hey, stop giving pieces of me that you only wanted to take. It's not that I don't love you, it's just that I've run out of breath, chasing a shadow and fighting a slow emotional death. There's no grand finale, no screaming, no one last dance. I just ran out of hope and you ran out of chances. Yeah, I stopped trying, and for the first wash the sheets, I'm still sleeping in the dent you made. Living in the wreckage of every single choice we played. There's wine stains on the carpet from the night we threw the glass, and a pile of open mail I'm too terrified to pass. My kitchen sink is overflowing metaphors and porcelain. I'm losing ground to shadows and I'm letting all the cold air in. I used to be so organized, I used to keep it all in line, but losing you has tangled every thread inside this head of mine. I went to buy some milk and ended up 3 towns away, just driving till the GPS had nothing left to say. My hair is a disaster and my eyes are rimmed in velvet red. I'm repeating every I'm sorry that we never actually said. I'm a spill that won't clean up, I'm a smudge on every lens. I'm the person people pity when they're talking to their friends. I'm a walking caution sign, I'm a fracture in the bone, and it's getting really ugly being this beautiful alone. God, I'm so messy, I'm a blur, I'm a landslide. I'm the tears that I've been trying so hard to hide. I'm a shoelace that's knotted, a heart that's been rotted away. I'ma come back to me with nothing left to say. I'm a disaster, a tragedy, a beautiful wreck, with the weight of your memory like a stone round my neck. Yeah, I'm messy, and I'm staying this way. They say clean it up, they say pick up the pieces, but the more that I try, the more the fever increases. I want the dust to settle, I want the ground to show that you were here, you were real, and you let me go. If I fix the broken things, then you're officially gone. So I'll stay in the ruins until the break of the dawn. God, I'm so messy, I'm a blur, I'm a landslide. I'm the tears that I've been trying so hard to hide. I'm a shoelace that's knotted, a heart that's been rotted away. I'ma come back to me with nothing left to say. I'm a disaster, a tragedy, a beautiful wreck, with the weight of your memory like a stone around my neck. Yeah, I'm messy, and I'm staying this way. Look at this room, look at this heart. It's a masterpiece of falling apart. I'm messy, yeah, I'm a mess without you. I used to think that broken was just a word in a song, a metaphor for people who couldn't get along. I watched the movies, read the books, and thought I understood that love was a kingdom where everything was good. But now I'm staring at the ceiling in the middle of the night, trying to remember how it felt to be alright. You were my first of everything, my always and my home. Now you're the first reason I'm scared to be alone. I saw your car at the light and I almost dialed your number, waking up from a dream that felt like 100 years of slumber. I didn't know that my chest could are still moving, people are laughing in the street, while I'm looking for the pieces of me lying at your feet. It's a brand new kind of heavy, a weight I didn't know. The hardest part of holding on is finally letting go. So this is my first heartbreak, the one they warned me about, the one that leaves you hollow and filled with all this doubt. It's the end of my innocence, the death of a dream, when nothing is as simple as it used to seem. You took the forever and you turned it into was. I'm learning what lonely really feels like, just because. Yeah, you're my first heartbreak, and I think it's gonna leave a scar, because I never knew that home could feel this far. They say the first one is the deepest, that the wound is always wide, because you haven't built the walls yet to keep the pain inside. I was wide open, I was a book you didn't finish, watching every color of my world slowly diminish. I'll never be this version of myself ever again, the one who didn't know how love could turn into a then. Yeah, this is my first heartbreak, the one they warned me about, the one that leaves you hollow and filled with all this doubt. It's the end of my innocence, the death of a dream, when nothing is as simple as it used to seem. You took the forever and you turned it into was. I'm learning what lonely really feels like, just because. Yeah, you're my first heartbreak, and I think it's gonna leave a scar, because I never knew that home could feel this far. The first time I cried until my throat was raw, the first time I felt the gravity of every flaw. Now I know, yeah, now I know. My first heartbreak. Wait for the final piano note to ring out into silence. The clock on the wall has been frozen for weeks, at the exact moment that we stop being able to speak. I'm walking through rooms where the furniture's moved by the ghost of a version of me that you used to love. The coffee is cold and the sunlight is gray. I'm stuck in the static of the words we didn't say. I reach for your side of the bed in the dark, but I'm grasping at shadows and chasing a spark. I went to the store and I bought what you like, then remembered you packed up and left on your bike. I see you in strangers, in crowds and in dreams, but the edges are fraying and tearing at seams. Is this my apartment or a prison of glass? Watching the ghost I'm screaming your name, but there's no one around. Just the heavy dead weight of a silence so loud. I'm trapped in the twilight zone, somewhere between the life that we promised and the wreckage I've seen. I'm caught in the middle of saying goodbye, underneath a hollow and colorless sky. It's a world without sound, it's a heart without beat, walking down every familiar street. I'm lost in the static, I'm fading alone, living my life in the twilight zone. There's no exit sign and there's no turning back, just a long road of what ifs fading to black. I'm a man out of time, I'm a soul out of place, wandering the ruins of your empty space. Did you ever exist? Was I ever alive? Or am I just a shadow trying to survive? I'm trapped in the twilight zone, somewhere between the life that we promised and the wreckage I've seen. I'm caught in the middle of saying goodbye, underneath a hollow and colorless sky. It's a world without sound, it's a heart without beat, walking down every familiar street. I'm lost in the static, I'm fading alone, living my life in the twilight zone. Dimension of longing, dimension of pain. I'm waiting for sunshine, but it only feels like rain. Everything is quiet now. Just the twilight zone. Your scent is growing thin, and I find the places where you end and I begin. But the borders are all blurry, and the colors are all bled. I'm living in the static of the things we never said. I've worn your old blue denim until it feels just like my skin. I'm opening the doors and letting all the ghosts come in. I'm losing my own gravity, I'm floating off the floor, because I don't know who I am if I'm not loving you anymore. I look into the mirror and I only see your eyes. I'm a collection of your habits and your favorite little lies. I've memorized your heartbeat until I've quite forgotten mine. I'm a branch that's been strangled by a very beautiful vine. just drift away. I'm disappearing, I'm vanishing into you. Am I solid? Am I real? Or am I just a phantom of the way you made me feel? Take my breath, take my name, take the echoes in my head until I'm just the empty space on your side of the bed. I don't wanna be saved, I just wanna be consumed by the hollow aching beauty of a love that's forever doomed. And I'll vanish into you until there's nothing left of me. A drop of salt and sorrow in your deep and restless sea. I'm dissolving in the memory, I'm evaporating slow. I've got no place to stand, and I've got no place to go. It's a quiet kind of suicide, a sweet and slow decay. Watching every piece of who I was just drift away. I'm disappearing, I'm vanishing into you. Where'd I go? I can't find me anymore. I'm just you. Vanish, I wore your favorite sweater to the coffee shop today. The one with the hole in the sleeve where your thumb used to stay. I sat in our booth, the one by the cracked window pane, and waited for the sky to start crying its usual rain. The barista smiled, she asked if I wanted the usual too. I didn't have the heart to tell her there's no longer a you. I paid for a ghost and I drank both the cups till they're bone dry, and not a single soul wondered why. I walked through the park where we carved our names in the oak. The bark's grown over the letters like a cruel sort of joke. I stood there for an hour just tracing the scars in the wood, hoping a stranger would ask if I'm doing okay, if I should. But joggers blur past me and children chase dogs through the leaves, while I'm drowning in air that a person no longer breathes. I'm a monument built out of grief in the middle of May, and everyone just looked the other way. And no one noticed when the light went out in my eyes. No one noticed that my fine was 1,000 thin lies. The world kept on spinning, the clock kept on ticking its beat, while I became a shadow on a very busy street. I'm screaming in silence, I'm falling apart on the floor. But no one noticed you don't love me anymore. I went to the party, I put on the mask that they times I put on a hell of a show, but my hands were shaking while holding a plastic red cup. And I kept checking the door, praying you'd finally show up. My best friend looked at me, said, "Man, you're looking so great," while I was calculating the weight of my own heavy fate. I'm a house that's been hollowed by fire, just standing there tall, and nobody saw the collapse of the walls. Is it a blessing, or is it a curse to be invisible? To have a heart that's broken but stays indivisible. I'm a ghost in a jacket, a memory fading to gray. I could